Hey everyone, Mr. Devil here, Kenny Danico, 3-time Stanley Cup champion of the New Jersey Devils, and you're listening to the Uncle Pucker's New Jersey Devils podcast. Let's go Devils!
Hey, what is up, everybody? Thank you for joining us. We are the Uncle Puckers. I am Chris. Tonight, me and Tim will be doing the show. Bobby and Tony are not going to be with us this evening, but we will be back hopefully over the weekend. And Tim.
Yes.
Let me just start by asking you a quick question. Do Stanley Cup contenders drop 3 home games in a row?
Yes.
Yeah, I know. Did I drop 4?
Yes.
That's tough, man. That's tough. I'm having such a hard time right now, but we're going to talk about it. Last night, the Devils dropped their 3rd home game in a row, getting shut out to Dallas 3-0. And like I said to you guys after we beat Buffalo 5-0 in their building, there really is nothing worse than getting shut out at home. And not so much for the team, but like 16,000 fans that you gave nothing to cheer for. Nothing at all. It's upsetting. But there is a lot of stuff to talk about with this team right now. Tim, just your thoughts on last night and things in general, and we'll start there.
Oh, I got a lot of them.
Yeah, let's start at number 1 and go down the list.
I rarely take notes, but I want it to be kind of more organized. That was a little scattershot last time. You know, I think the biggest enemy we have right now is our division and how tightly packed everything is. Because we are still 1 point out of first, but we're also 3 out of last.
Mm-hmm.
So that is our current enemy in terms of standings watching. But if we don't do that and just try and kind of stay the course, I think we're still going to be fine. They need to not put up the type of game that they had yesterday. And to be honest, first half of that game, until Dallas scored, I thought we were actually playing really well.
They had their opportunities, no doubt.
It was more of, I was happy with how they were playing defensively. These guys, sometimes it doesn't seem like they can do 2 things at once. Like, they needed to improve defensively, so they're only doing that, and they're sacrificing almost all their offense. There are some things that go into that as well, where, you know, I was trying to pull it up now, but like, I'm pretty certain Nico's line was almost 100% matched up against Rantanen.
Mm-hmm.
And I think the way just Dallas doesn't line up well for us, because Nico's line was getting, 50-50 at best or caved in. The rest of the team just had nothing to contribute.
This is last night's game is that is a game where you just miss Jack Hughes more than a lot of other games for that reason. But go ahead, finish what you're saying. Go through your your
so what's frustrating, and we all see it, and it's happening, is they sag after they get scored on. Like, it doesn't seem like there's any sort of resolve, like, once they get scored on, to kind of bounce back. Like,
so do you think they're a weak team, mentally weak team?
I don't know. Yeah, I don't think anybody that's in the NHL is mentally weak.
But you know what I'm saying. I'm saying not being able to overcome adversity in the moment. That's what I'm saying. Do you think this team has trouble overcoming adversity in the moment?
Right now, yeah, I think they do. It happened against Columbus, where, after Dylan went down, Columbus started pressing. The Devils didn't really respond well, and Columbus scored. Then they scored 2 quick ones after that too. Saw it in Philly. A couple of defensive breakdowns, and they're just mental midgets. You see it last night. After the first goal, honestly, they were playing great defensively, not really generating anything offensively. After the first goal, I was kind of like, I don't think we're going to score a goal this game. I was looking at my little.
I texted you after the second one. I just texted you, it's over, Johnny. Like, I knew that was it. After the second goal,
you were behind it. you were behind and you were like about to start the third, and I was like, don't bother.
And,
Like,
and I didn't.
it's not worth your time. Like, but look, like we can fucking mope around and cry and all of that. Yeah. So anyway, hang on.
Well,
So
moping.
one second.
Go ahead.
So yeah. So Nico was primarily matched up, like the four with the most ice time against him last night was Rantanen at 740. Nico actually controlled most of the shooting and the control metrics. Got scored on more, and yeah, so it was like Nico kind of had the volume there, but they had the better chances and they scored. Yeah, I don't know, man.
Well,
I'm trying not to let this team and do what Mike Ruff is doing right now in being a doomer.
well,
It's looking pretty bleak right now, but there is kind of a little bit of a light at the end of the tunnel. They just need to keep it to fucking together until Pesci and Jack get back.
this is where I stand right now. The injuries absolutely are hurting us, and now is the time that Tom Fitzgerald has got to do something. You have to do, if you're going, because you said it before, the Metro is so tight, which means every single team is going to try and make a move. You're going to have probably all 16 teams after the holidays in the Eastern Conference believe they have a shot. So whoever you're going to get, you have to go and, if you have your eye on somebody, try whatever you can right now to get them. And even if you have to overpay for a Ryan O'Reilly or something of that nature, I'm absolutely fine with, because the price right now is probably the lowest it's going to be, because after the holidays, every single team is going to want a Ryan O'Reilly or, player X, player Z. Doesn't matter.
That's what every contending team wants now. Montreal needs a center, like Carolina needs a center.
That's why
Toronto needs a center.
I really hope that Tom Fitzgerald does something soon. I really hope he's not just sitting around going, let me just wait and see what happens. No, if you believe that this team can be a contender, and then go out and get somebody to help this team. And I
don't think he has it in him. I just don't. I don't have confidence in this guy to be able to do something in the non-traditional windows. He works during the summer and right before the deadline. He hasn't shown us any
reason to change that. I agree with you. But to me, if the Devils don't make the playoffs this year, and there's a chance they're not going to make the playoffs this year.
There isn't. They're going to make the playoffs.
Look, that Metro is tighter than a frog's ass. The Atlantic is pretty tight.
But they're still in fifth.
Right. And right now they're on the downward swing. And if things don't turn around, if things don't turn around, of course there is a chance that they're going to make the playoffs. To not make the playoffs. I think I would bet 80% right now that they would. But I think you'd be very naive to just say, I'm sharpieing it in and they're going to make it. Because right now they're not.
I'm sharpieing them in. They're going to make the playoffs.
That's fine. You can. I still worry about that more than anything. Because if they don't make the playoffs, then you got to clean house one way or another. There's no way a Tom Fitzgerald can keep his job.
No.
It's right now up to Tom Fitzgerald to fix some of these problems, because there's too few guys that are getting too much of the load put on them. And that needs to change as far as, you said it. We can't do two things at once, right? We can't play good defense and score goals. We score goals, we don't get goaltending. It's been a long time since all those things, since the 8-game win streak, really, since these things have all kind of been when we were healthy, and that's the team you want. But if you're still looking at Pesci being a ways away, Kovacevic being a ways away, Jack being another however many weeks, I just think now is the time. I don't have faith in Tom Fitzgerald doing it. This is the same conversation we have every single winter when it comes to Tom Fitzgerald, and he never does anything.
Like, I don't know why I even wrote that blog the other day that he needs to make a trade. He's not going to make a fucking trade. If he makes a trade, I will fucking run around and jump into my pool naked in a week when it's 10 degrees outside. Like, it's just not going to happen. You know,
Well,
with this
then
is what he is, and he's
then
gonna
he should
hide.
be fired. Then he absolutely should be fired. Because if he is just going to sit back and keep his fingers crossed that everybody comes back healthy and stays healthy, I think that's a big problem.
There it is.
Okay.
Written in ink.
Look, what's up, Ace? I love the fact that you are so confident they're going to make the playoffs.
Because these other teams aren't good.
We're not right now either.
We are. You are what your record is.
Now
we went on an 8-game winning streak. Sure, you can look at the last 3 games.
Right.
That doesn't define who we are. The last 3 games doesn't define who we are. We have a whole long season ahead of us.
Yep.
That we will have these guys back. Right now, it doesn't look great. I get it. It looks like shit. Last night was a pretty disheartening loss. Columbus was a pretty disheartening loss. They have another game tomorrow. They got to clean themselves up and figure out how to get that fucking win.
See,
that's all they got to worry about.
I think they're going to beat Vegas. I do. I think that they're going to win tomorrow night. I don't know how I feel yet about Boston, but and I'm with Ace here. Yeah, I'm with you. Playoffs are not guaranteed. I hope that they get it together. I want more than anything this team to get it together. We all spend more hours of our life following this team than pretty much anything else other than work.
I'm trying very best to put on a positive face right now.
Sure.
I was texting with Ace about this earlier. I'm trying very hard about this. I'm trying not to let my favorite hockey team ruin my holiday season and my mental health, because it's already getting dark out at 4:00 and I'm already fucking borderline seasonal depressed. Like, I'm just gonna choose not to. I'm gonna keep doing fun little parlays.
Is 1,000% right. If he waits too long, we could find ourselves in too deep of a hole to crawl out of.
Okay, so that was the other side of this, though. Because the Metro is so close, we could wind up. That's why I'm not standings watching. I'm points percentage and points watching. We're still at a 611 points percentage, and I was talking about this last year. If they somehow manage to stay above 600, they will be fine.
Yeah, if they manage to stay above 600, I agree.
And I think they can.
But I don't have all the faith in the world right now that they're gonna. That's my point. I believe when this team is healthy, they are one of the best teams in the NHL. But with the injuries that they've occurred, with Jack being out as long as he can, it is Tom Fitzgerald's fucking job to fill in the weak links, to fill in those places, and to get this team as close to playoff ready now, not in January, not
I understand
before the Olympics. And that's how I feel. And I'm with you, though. I don't have any faith in him doing it either, but it is an absolute miscarriage of his duties to not do. And I'm sure he's on the phone, and I'm sure he's trying to make every sweet deal.
Who's most active GM? He's coming in second, left and right. Like,
yeah, I mean, if they get, Tom Fitzgerald is a poster boy for a participation trophy. I mean, that's it. He's constantly coming in second. Yeah, I want to see a lot about this team change, and I don't know if it's bringing some young guys up from Utica and giving them a chance. I don't know how much that would change. Maybe then just putting a little fire under their asses, like guys like Nason and Glendening, stuff like that. Maybe, but at the same time, Utica sucks. So how much are they going to really change our
I can't believe how bad Utica is. It's like I don't know enough about the AHL. Like, I thought they had a pretty promising roster. I have no idea what's going on down there. It's fucking ridiculous. So I get it, and I agree with you, but like, they still got to play the games, and they're still going to win some games. They're not going to lose every single game until Jack comes back. They're not going to lose every single game until Pesci comes back. They need to just stay fucking afloat. First, what they need to do is they need to readjust some lines. Mm-hmm. Love stacking that top line, but if they're not calling anybody up, or if they're not going to challenge Glendening or Lemico's roster spots right now, then they need to rearrange some of these lines. They need to diversify what we have. I like the way that Palat, Mercer, Gritsuk line has looked. I think you got to move Bratt somewhere else in the lineup to help him kickstart a line somewhere.
So you put Brat with Connor Brown
Yeah, maybe Brown and Glass.
and Glass and
I
Brat.
don't know.
That's not
Maybe.
terrible. That's not
I don't know.
terrible.
Like I'm kind of grasping straws. I mean, I think they hit on the D pairs last night, minus Chalowski that we need. And this is another thing. Like I like the idea of Luke and Nemec playing together situationally. Like put them in the offensive zone when there's like, a minute left, end of the game, when you're pressing for a goal, situationally, throw like how Keith you would throw that Nico Brat Jack line out there
Right.
every now and then. Put Luke and Nemec out there with them. However, I think 5-on-5 general run of play, Luke and Nemec both need, and it doesn't need to be a veteran. I feel like this is something that a lot of people are conflating veteran with defensive ability. I think they need a defensive defenseman to play with because both of them are kind of rovers, so to speak, where they're pinching up a lot. They're deep in the offensive zone. They're that fourth man on rushes. They're always pressing up ice. And that's where we fell into a lot of problems where they got fucking absolutely body bagged by Philadelphia because they were playing together and Luke is pressing up and Nemec is pressing up and there are three guys behind them. So they need someone that can manage some like one of those two pressing up
Sure.
and can absorb the defensive responsibilities to be able to move back and be a safety valve for one of those two guys in the defensive zone that can just get the fucking puck up and out when we need to. I thought last night Luke bounced back defensively. I thought he had a pretty solid, simple game. I thought Nemec played pretty well defensively. Like our D zone in the first half of that game was good. And honestly, like we didn't play all that badly against Columbus. Just situationally, they gave up shitty goals and then they sagged after them. And like, yeah, maybe that is a mental midget thing. Maybe they have mental weakness. I don't know. None of us are in the locker room. So like I'm not gonna like judge what I do and don't know. But what I'm seeing is that they gotta figure out a way to respond after getting scored on as opposed to sagging.
And well, when it comes to last night, like last night was just they had a ton of opportunities. I mean, they did. They had, especially in the first period, they had a bunch. They couldn't bury any, and that's another thing. When that happens, a lot of times they just kind of fall into it's going to be one of those nights. And I want to see this team overcome some adversity in a game and come out on top. That's why I still, that Columbus game is still just bothers me.
Yeah, yeah,
that was the game. That was the game that could have really kind of united this team. And you come back and you beat a team that was playing a little dirty. They knocked one of your, leaders out, and you come back and you beat them on the scoreboard. And we didn't do it. That was very, you go back to the Devil teams that we grew up watching. They win that game. They win that game 10 out of 10 times. And that's what I want to start seeing from this team. Just a little bit more of that, not letting every single thing that happens on the ice, not being able to flush it and just move on. And so far, a lot of times they haven't been able to do it. And I know it's a lot of it's mental. Absolutely. I believe it is. And I think Jack being out this long, it's a lot. It's a lot for these guys because everybody's trying to pick up the, try to pick up the slack, and that's not going to work.
Yeah. And like I said, like trying to look on the positive side of this, and there's a lot of negative and there's a lot of negative in our fan base. And I do agree with it, but I'm trying to spin this into a positive thing, at least because everybody in the Devil's universe is fucking dooming and being like, it's over, it's done.
Oh, I don't believe it's over and it's done.
We're going to be fine. And they just need to fucking power through this. But couple things that Jay Snow was talking about is, let's not forget we were playing the second best team in the NHL last night.
Mm-hmm.
I realized they were coming off a back-to-back on the fourth day of a road trip, last day of the road trip. That's why I think we were able to stay on them early. But one thing Dallas does really well is they keep guys offensively in the ozone to the perimeter. The Devils right now are too much of a perimeter team. Like it's all outside. It's very much Jesper Bratt's game. He is a perimeter guy. He's not a guy that's gonna drive to the blue paint. Like very rarely do you see that. He only really does that when he'll walk somebody. Otherwise, he stays outside. We weren't getting any traffic. We were getting all of our shots blocked. And you can tell when we're being very perimeter team when we get a shitload of shots blocked. And I think we had 24, 25 shots blocked last night. And we didn't really block all that many ourselves. So they're getting shot volume from the outside that's not getting through because Dallas does a good job blocking that. They do a good job doing that. And I think it's very evident where one play that sticks in my mind where Simon Nemec came in from the point, beautiful little pullback move, stepped into the slot, but nobody was in front of Ottinger because Timo missed. Timo's doing a flash screen, and Timo's just got to fucking stop in front of the goal.
Yeah, like Siegenthaler did on
and get in front goal. We can get there, but he's got to stop. And honestly, another thing that we have an issue with is our shooters suck.
They passed up way too many shots last night.
It's that, and they're buried in people's shin pads. They're just heat-seeking missiles right for the goalie's logo. Like I would be surprised if Ottinger even broke a sweat last night. The hardest he had to work was on that chance at the end of the first period with Glendening.
Glendening's stance, yeah.
Yeah, like otherwise he didn't really have to do shit. But every other shot, we're just burying it right in his chest or burying it in someone's shin guards. Defensively,
this team has so much skill in the top end, and I just that's the thing that frustrates me as well. Like when you see the games like last night, like you said, not taking the shots, and when they do, they're right into the crest, and all the other. They just got to get their freaking heads right. But this was the time to do it. We talked about it. We said, you go and if you beat Philly, you beat Columbus, and you have these two big games coming up against two really good teams in Dallas and Vegas, that can kind of set you right. And they weren't able to do it. And that's why I'm a little bit more leaning on the doom and gloom part right now. But I'm not. And look, I do think that this team will make the playoffs. But I'm saying that Tom Fitzgerald can't just say, I'm not going to do anything. My guys will be back in January. We'll be fine. We'll make the playoffs. I just think that's malpractice. You can't do that. So
yeah, I hang on. I'm looking at something on.
Well, you do that. I'm going to give a little shout out to DraftKings.
Yeah.
All right. Spinorama's Michigan goals, a sprawling save across the crease live. Live and breathe all the highlight moments with DraftKings Sportsbook, an official sports betting partner of the NHL. New customers bet $5, and if your bet wins, you'll get $200 in bonus bets instantly. Download the DraftKings Sportsbook app and use code THPN. That's code THPN to turn $5 into $200 in bonus bets if your bet wins. In partnership with DraftKings. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. In New York, call 877-8-HOPE-NY or text HOPE-NY. In Connecticut, help is available for problem gambling. Call 888-789-7777 or visit ccpg.org. Please play responsibly on behalf of Boot Hill Casino and Resort. Pass-through of per wager tax may apply in Illinois. 21 plus age and eligibility varies by jurisdiction. Void in Ontario. Restrictions apply. Bet must win to receive bonus bets, which expires in 7 days. Minimum odds required. For additional terms and responsible gaming resources, visit dkng.co/audio. Limited time offer. Copyright NHL 2025. All rights reserved. DraftKings Sportsbook with code THPN. The crown is yours.
So what I was pulling up is it's somewhat an indicator. It's on Money Puck you can look at expected goals for versus goals for. So it kind of gives you somewhat of a sense of like shooting talent of sorts. It's kind of a way to look at it. And at 5-on-5 per 60, we're generating less than 2.6 goals, expected goals, and we're scoring almost 2. So we're shooting below and we're generating below. We're in the lower left quadrant of this chart. Colorado is all the way up here, far away from everybody else. So that they're very much the best team in the league by far.
I have a question.
But we're down. Yeah, we're down in a mix with the Rangers, the Wild, the Oilers, the Blues, the Canucks. Like we're in that kind of shitty middle. And that's at 5-on-5. So I think one of our biggest issues, obviously the injuries are a problem and losing Jack is a problem. And we can actually, if you want to, we had that graphic that
this is
the most horrifying thing that they showed.
Mind-boggling. Go ahead, go over it.
Yeah, so these are kind of your play driving offensive numbers. With Jack second, third, fifth. Particularly the fifth in goals for. I know a lot of people are like,
For
oh, slot chances, ozone entries,
real
whatever,
quick,
rush chances.
for anybody listening on the podcast,
Yes,
it's the second period NHL rankings of with or without Jack Hughes. In the second period, it's rush chances, ozone entries, slot chances, and goals for. So
right.
you can go through the numbers. Go ahead.
Right. So with Jack, we're second in rush chances, second in ozone entries, third in slot chances, and fifth in goals for. This is just the second period because the second period's been probably our most dominant
Yep.
period. So it's kind of a good indicator of what we can be at our best. Without Jack, we're 30th in rush chances, 32nd in ozone entries, 27th and 29th in slot chances and goals for. So we have fallen off a cliff in pretty much all of the indicators of things that we should be good at as a hockey team. And it's not just losing Jack, like that's a huge problem, but it's also the depth guys being elevated into those roles that they're not good at. And then the depth guys for the depth guys being elevated into the depth roles, if that makes sense. So like we need to get these guys back and healthy because Jack backs it back in, slots Mercer back to the wing. Glass takes over 3C. Hopefully, we'll get a new 3C. Put Glass at 4C. Glendening doesn't see the light of day again. Lamico doesn't see the light of day again. Brown has a better center. Gritsik has a better center. Palat's playing in a role where he's supposed to be. Cotter has a better center. It's all about slotting and where these guys are playing and who they're playing with and what their minutes and distribution look like. Like Brendan Dillon said it pretty well last, and he's like, when guys get injured, that gives people opportunities, and there are a lot of players that are not seizing that opportunity for playing time. Like Lamico, we've talked about him ad nauseum. Like, what the fuck is this guy doing here? Like, I truly do not understand what this fucking guy does.
When I see a guy like Lamico, that's where I think about a possibility from a guy from Utica. Can Brian Holland, Hamaniho, can they do worse? I mean, that's all I'm at. Like, are they going to come in and not score any goals and not get any chances? Well, I mean, give them a chance. Give the young guys a chance. Light a little bit of a fire under some of these guys. Maybe, like you said, sit a guy like Cotter a night. Sit a guy like Nason a night. Just little things to
give him a chance.
Yeah, and you said something before that I've been thinking about now, and I kind of really like that idea of possibly putting a guy like Bratt with Glass and Brown. I mean, it would give you 3 lines of fast lines, at least one guy in each of the lines that are just amazing skaters. Another dude that can set up guys like Connor Brown and Cody Glass, who I like Cody Glass a lot. I think he's been playing fantastic.
I think Cody Glass has been a very solid pickup. I think he would make us over the top, like back into the cup contender as a fourth line center.
Absolutely.
And then also that unlocks Cotter a little bit. Cotter is so center dependent.
Yep.
Like Vegas has this guy, I don't even know.
Oligari, yeah. I mean,
Bowman or something like that. He has 9 points in 11 games. He's just some random fucking undrafted guy they threw on Eichel's wing, and then that's the life that Cotter lived. And it's just like, he's center dependent. He needs someone to be able to kind of set him up a little bit, or at least skate with him. So it's just so much about deployment, slotting, and guys playing over their heads right now. We need those guys that are playing over their heads to play over their heads, to play better than they need to.
Unfortunately, this is now the 3rd season in a row where we've seen this book, right? We've read it. Jack gets hurt, and the guys that need to step up don't step up as much as they should, and it ends up hurting the team. And so, I mean, I like the idea of Keefe changing up some lines.
He did it a little bit. Yeah, he did it a little bit last night because I think in the third it was Timo, Nico, and Nason. So that was that line from last year.
Yeah.
And maybe that helps Nason, do a little bit more than what he is. He's dependent on a center too, and kind of diversifies the lines and scoring a little bit. I bet we see some line mixing up next. May not be what I exactly suggested, but I do kind of like how that Mercer Gritsik Palat line has been playing. Palat's actually been one of our best players the past couple of games, and that's not a fucking good thing when Palat's won't be one of our
No.
best players.
No, and maybe moving Brat to that third line, maybe that helps him a little bit too. Maybe that just
Mhm.
takes just a little bit of that pressure off. You're not on that top one. He
Right.
has not scored. Like, how
Right.
about, okay, maybe you can get back to putting the puck behind in the net. And I just think got to do something, because if we all agree Tom Fitzgerald should absolutely do something, but I think everybody agrees we know he's not gonna. So it's up to Sheldon Keefe to take the guys that are here and make and get the most that he can possibly out of them. And you run that line of Brat, Timo, Hischier. They were the only ones driving offense for quite a few games. And I think every Devil fan in the back of their head kind of had, if this dries up, we might be screwed. And
And when you run into Dallas, who has a better first line,
mm-hmm.
what are we going to do? We're not going to do anything. You need to diversify that a little bit. If against
Yes.
Vegas, Nico's going to get hard match against Eichel, and they have a deeper lineup. And I forget who it was brought up. It's a very good point, actually. I think we had a hard enough time getting inside against Dallas and trying to get better scoring chances. Like, good luck against Vegas's fucking animals on defense that they have. Those guys are fucking massive and scary. So it's an uphill battle. It's going to be an uphill battle this whole time, but they need to find a way to get this game against Vegas. I will feel much better about things if they get this game against Vegas, because then they're going to go on the road, be a back to back in Boston, who's another team that's playing above their skis a little bit right now. We'll probably see the return of Pastrnak, which fucking sucks for us. So I don't know.
As much as there can be a must-win game on December 5th, they have it tomorrow night. They've got to snap this funk, and they've got to get back on the winning feeling. You're going out, like you said, you're going out on the road to play Boston. You got to feel good. You got to at least feel good about your game going in there. Fourth loss in a row. Yeah, it sucks in the standings. It sucks for this. It sucks for the fans. But it also is mental. These guys got to snap out of this. They got to get a win. They got to feel good moving forward.
From The Natural, when they bring in the little sports psychologist, and he's like, losing is a disease.
Yes. Yeah.
As contagious as cancer.
Yeah. Which he ended up having. How crazy is that?
It is.
Yeah, I mean, but it's true. It is absolutely true, and it's mental. And they got it. That, like, I don't want to question leadership in this dressing room, because I don't think that's an issue. I don't think that I really don't. I've seen that before, but so Ace says he'd love to see Cotter, Nico, Timo for a game. Sure. I have no
something. I don't care.
Yes, exactly. Whatever.
Try it. Why not?
Try it.
Cotter's got the hockey IQ of a potato, and don't think he can fucking play with those guys. But sure, try anything.
Try it.
Timo and Cotter could just fucking kill people, and Nico can hang out in the slot.
And I think that hopefully, it's time to try everything. You gotta see what happens here. And like I said, if it means bringing up a kid from Utica and sitting a veteran down for a game or two, so be it. Tom Fitzgerald keeps talking about creating competition. Well, we've had the same freaking lineup. Yeah.
The problem is we're so cap strapped. I don't think he has the fucking cap room to bring somebody up. And that brings me to.
I like that one, Mike. That will do that third line. Ace, Tim, and Chris.
Yeah, sure. Why am I centering this? No fucking way.
Because you're the only one that could play hockey, probably.
You should see me take face off. So I was quickly moved to the wing. So a couple of numbers to throw at you.
6.
With Jack.
Oh, sorry.
And this includes some of the dark days of the Devils. With Jack, they're 126, 75, and 18, a 616 winning percentage.
Okay.
Without Jack, they're 22, 28, and 3, a 443 winning percentage. He is the engine that drives this. And there are a lot of teams that are like that. McKinnon does it. McKinnon does it in Colorado. McDavid does it in Edmonton. Jack is the engine. He's a hard guy to replace, but they need to find a way around this. Nico is a very good hockey player. Timo's a very good hockey player. Brat's a very good hockey player. Glass is even a good hockey player. Gricek has been a surprise. Palat's playing better. Like Connor Brown, where's he been? There are also two other guys that I haven't brought up yet that are in my absolute fucking doghouse.
Wait.
One
Forwards
of them,
or defensemen?
Yeah, defenseman.
Defenseman. Okay.
One of
So,
them is a team wide fan base whipping boy for years, and I'm finally out on him. Just
okay, Dougie.
yeah, like
It's time to go, bud.
he just doesn't have it.
Time to go.
He has 1 point since he came back from injury. He's been replaced in his primary function as power play one. He's getting walked left and right. He looks so fucking slow again. Like Dougie actually isn't slow. I've shown this like actually with like the NHL Edge data. He just
Yeah.
takes a little while to get up there. He's not even showing that. He has very little agility.
I have a question
This
for
guy,
you, real
like this
quick.
guy, just getting rid of him solves so many problems cap wise. It's just who we can do that for. But I'd much more comfortable right now with Colton White in the lineup than Dougie. Like they're produced the same, and Colton's better defensively. Right now, we need to prevent goals.
Let me ask you a question about the power play, which has, kind of dried up as well. And I feel like every power play, or at least every game, has somebody else quarterback in that, whether it's Nemo, it's Luke, or Dougie. Do you think that they just need to set somebody in that spot and that's their job? Or are you cool with, Luke quarterback in this game and Dougie in this game and Nemo in that game?
I think they just need to pick one.
Well, that's what I'm saying. So
I like the
yes.
idea of it. I like the idea of it when Jack was healthy because the power play runs through Jack when he's
Sure.
there. Now that it's not, and it's back to a more traditional umbrella QB style power play, I think we should just give Nemeth some run. I mean,
I would think I would kind of favor Luke in that spot a little bit, but I'm not willing to die on that fucking hill.
Yeah, sure. Honestly, like one of those two, like maybe give Dougie another chance because that is his bread and butter. But like someone asked like who was better last night, Jonas, or who's better right now, Jonas or Dougie? One of Dougie's primary utilities is getting shots on, shooting the puck, right? Like that's what he's good at. You get that shot in, you get rebounds, you get tips.
That's what he's known for.
Sometimes he blows it through a goalie. Dougie had 1 shot last night. Jonas Siegenthaler had 4 shots last night. Now maybe that's a system thing on Dallas's end or a video session where they're like, don't let Dougie shoot, and Jonas will let him shoot all day. That could have been it. But Dougie's got to find a way to get back to the way he was at the beginning of the season because he was engaged, he was physical, looked like 5 years younger. Yeah. And now he looks worse than he did last year. And I still maintain that he wasn't as bad as people make him out to be last year. This year he looks fucking awful right now.
You mentioned something. Oh God, Jay, Jesus.
Another fun fact. What did he say?
I'll just let you read it on your
Jesus
own.
Christ. Another fun fact about Douglas is he has more penalties, not penalty minutes, more penalties than he does points.
That's a problem.
It's a problem, and it's because he can't move his feet. He's just like 2 concrete blocks. Like he tried to tackle Robertson last night when he took that tripping penalty. He fucking dove at his legs and tried to clip his skates with his hand.
Yeah, I mean, look, I wanted Dougie out last year, and I thought that was the perfect time to send him out when he had some value. And I think right now he still does, but I also don't trust that he's going to stay healthy. And then we're just going to end up with a fucking albatross who's not in our lineup, who's just on LTIR and costing us whatever $9 million a year.
I mean, I think Dougie is the type of guy that a GM, especially some of these old school hockey GMs, will look at 6'6", 240-pound right shot defenseman.
They'll take him in a heartbeat
with a bomb and take him in a heartbeat. And honestly, I think with our needs, and actually the team we played last night, they just lost Tyler Seguin for the year, so they're going to have a decent chunk of LTIR space. They're going to need to fill that, and they've been looking for a right-hand D for a long time. So we retain a little bit, get like a first or second round pick back, maybe a Sam Steele or something like that instead. I'd do that move in a heartbeat. I'd even run out Colton White and Chalowski until Brett Pesce's back.
I just don't the Colton White thing. I don't understand. I don't know why he hasn't been in the lineup the last 2 games. I don't think that he's played bad at all, and
Maybe just keeping guys in games. I don't know. They may see
is
something.
that it? I mean, just okay. We're just going to switch these guys up every few games, which is fine.
Yeah,
but I liked Colton White. I thought he played good, and I thought the team really. He ended up, especially I would say the last 3 games that they won when he was in the lineup for all of them. The team just seems to be a little bit more. What's the word I'm looking for here? Like they're comfortable with him back there. Yeah, they're comfortable. They're composed. They know that he's just a solid stay-at-home dude, and
he's also a good skater. And Cholowski is.
And he gets his puck. When he puts the puck on net, it gets through.
He can move the puck pretty well. He's a good, solid, reliable player back there. He's been in the organization forever. Like it's it's time. Like it's time to get off the pot here, Fitz. And we need you to do something, man. I know you don't listen to this because we're fucking clowns, but please, for the love of God, do something.
He really has to. I mean, right now, he is letting this team down, in my opinion. And if he doesn't make a move soon, I just don't know what's going to be available that you're not going to overpay out the ass in a month or so when, like I said, all 16 teams feel like they have a shot and everybody needs a center. It's just going to be, I mean, guys are probably going to get traded for ridiculous amounts over what their value is. And
we need a center right now that can move Mercer back to the wing, slide some guys back down on the wing, and more normalize our deployment and our slotting. Like right now, guys are playing too high up in the lineup. But just fucking honestly, just win the game tomorrow.
Ace, I agree with you there. Yeah, I would welcome a win now move. Absolutely. With an overpay of futures, I have no problem giving that away. Like everyone was saying with the Ryan O'Reilly thing that they want Nashville wants a first rounder and a prospect, and that's way too much. At this point, I'll give it. You want a first rounder and a prospect? We can do that.
You get O'Reilly, and then Jack comes back, and we're gonna be that first round is going to be like pick 26 or 27. That's basically a second rounder. I do not give a fuck about it. Seamus Casey, love him, great player. He's never going to see the light of day in New Jersey.
Not with Sileo coming up. Not a chance. I mean, there's just not a spot for him.
Fuck, I'll give up Salayev too. Fine. See you later. Whatever. He's like 3 years away.
I know. If it happens, it happens. Just don't trade Mike. Whatever you do not trade Big Mike.
No, Mike is Yegorov is untouchable. That's a very good point. Is we can't
draft it.
We can't draft for shit. We can't draft for shit. So and which leads me to worry about Salayev because his ice time's been cut, his production's way down. It's like honestly. I know he's like some giant unicorn, but it's like, let's get rid of him before people realize that he's an absolute bust of a pick. Like Shakir Mukhamadullin, who is very similar, big Russian, good skater, unicorn, can barely crack the San Jose Sharks lineup.
Do you remember when Zdeno Chara first came in the league? He couldn't even skate.
Yeah, I get it.
Like he could barely even skate. And big defensemen like that, they do need time. But if you believe, look, if you don't really believe in Salayev or you think that he is 3 or 4 years away, then this team is not waiting 3 or 4 years.
It's just like Ace said perfectly. I'm not attached to him. I think he will be in 10 years a very good defenseman in the NHL. Right. Very good, big, strong, meaty, girthy, veiny defenseman.
Yeah, I mean we're not the San Jose Sharks. We're not looking at 3 or 4 years in the future. At least we sure as hell shouldn't be.
No, we shouldn't be. We shouldn't be.
What about Tyler Toffoli?
I love Toffoli. I mean, I don't know. I mean, he's gonna stay. He's gonna stay in San Jose. Like I don't. He's kind of there. I think San Jose is well built for where they are right now with guys. I think that's why he signed like a 4. What did he sign? Like a 4 or 5?
I think he signed a 4-year deal last year.
Yeah,
for some big money, and everyone was like, "What the hell is he doing?" Well, no, this is an up and coming team that Toffoli's. Hey, they might even do something this year.
It's just kind of what sucks about Toffoli is, and this is somewhere where I will I don't want to say defend Fitz because that's not the right way to put it. Is when we traded away Toffoli, like Fitz was a victim of that marketplace being kind of soft, and that's why we only got a second and third for him. Like
Yeah.
if it was the year after, we would have gotten like fucking 2 firsts and a
Mm-hmm.
prospect and for Toffoli. So it just kind of sucks that the way that worked, and then we flipped one of those second round picks, and that was part of the package for fucking 20 games of Brian Dumoulin.
You mentioned something about a trade that you heard, a possible trade that was being thrown around. What did you hear?
Oh my god, one of the sillier trades. I would do it in a fucking heartbeat, but it was. I was like, what are you talking about? It was Siegenthaler, Mercer, and 2 firsts for Quinn.
You would do that in a heartbeat?
Absolutely, I would. Are you kidding?
I don't like Mercer being in there.
Siegenthaler, Mercer, 2 firsts for Quinn. I do that all day.
I don't know. I mean, losing Mercer would bother me. I just think that he's going to be missed in the playoff time. I love Dawson Mercer this year. I love the way he's
I do
playing.
too. But we will like Quinn Hughes better.
I mean, look,
it was some Vancouver radio station where I saw it on Twitter. I was like, these guys can't be fucking serious. I was like, if that's it, yeah, absolutely.
I have no issue with Siegenthaler. I have no issue with Dougie. I have no issue. I mean, look, if you had to give up Mercer or Bratt, one of those guys, would you give up Mercer over Bratt 10 times out of 10? Because I'm not sure where I stand on that. I haven't, of course, it just popped in my head.
That's a good question, and it's kind of like, the contracts and stuff like that, thinking about that too, and age. And, I feel like Brad's skill set is topped off. His finishing is falling through the floor. He is a very perimeter player. I mean, I still think you give up Mercer before Brad.
I don't know. I mean, I think I might feel a little better if it was Brad.
Yeah, no, I mean, honestly, sure.
Yeah.
Why not?
I mean,
we have to find we would have to replace that. I think. Yeah. I think we do lose a decent amount with that. I think Mercer we lose a little bit less.
I think that Mercer is going to be very important to this team in the playoffs. And that's where my thinking of Mercer down the road, or where he's really going to be valuable, is going to be in the playoffs. Because
this current version of Mercer, he's absolutely redeemed all the bad shit I've said about him, and it wasn't just a flash in the pan. He keeps showing up every single game and playing this way. I love it.
But as far as Quinn goes, I mean, if that is seriously a move that you can make, I mean, I've been saying it since last summer. Do it. You got it. I mean, to get Quinn Hughes on, he's a freaking perennial Norris Trophy candidate. You got to get the guy. He changes the entire complexion of this team if you have Quinn Hughes in the lineup. And I would absolutely love to see it. I'm tired of hearing everything about Quinn and all the, everything that goes along. It just, everything is the Hughes boys in this town. And it's
what's so funny to me, and I know this does happen, and I don't know if this is happening here, but Elliot Friedman is talking about Detroit lining up with Quinn, and all the Flyers guys, like Flyers writers, are writing about the Flyers and Quinn. And it's just like, why are all these guys out there in the press? And I feel like it's Jim Rutherford and Patrick Allvin, like, creating competition for Quinn. Do you know what I mean? Like, I think it's a good move. Like, I would do that shit too.
Well, I don't know anything about.
He's using the press to drive a price up.
Now, I don't know anything about Quinn's contract. I don't know if he has a say in where he goes. If he has any
year.
Kind
so
of...
there's been some confusion on that, because this year of his contract would still technically, I think, have been his last year of RFA.
Okay.
In which case he wouldn't have been eligible for trade protection. But Puckpedia says he doesn't have any. But I don't know if you can build in trade protection in the end of a contract when there's none in the beginning. Once the technically UFA years kick in, that's the clarification that I heard might be a thing. But as far as I'm aware, Quinn has no trade protection.
And Rutherford's going to have to, you're going to want to do right by Quinn. You know what I mean? You're not going to send him somewhere he doesn't want to go.
I don't know.
No, you don't want to do that. You have a superstar like Quinn Hughes, and if you shipped him out and basically just sent him to fucking Siberia to go play, it's going to be really hard to get free agents to want to come. If you did that to your captain and your best player, I don't know. I think that you got to show a little bit of loyalty there when it comes to a player of Quinn's caliber. That's my point. So,
yeah, like in a perfect world, we wind up with Tuck, O'Reilly, and Quinn somehow. Like that's
never happening.
I know it's absolutely never happening, and we would have to pay Tuck next year like $12 million, which just isn't going to happen. So I don't know. I do think that new shiny center needs to happen to reslot people. I think that should be first priority. And if Quinn happens, it happens. If he goes to Detroit, let Detroit fucking give up their entire future for him.
And like I said on the last show, like you go someplace else, he's a free agent in 2 years. I mean, if he really wants to be a Devil, then he's going to be a Devil in 2 years, no matter what. Because he won't sign an extension if he goes someplace else. If he knows, hey, yeah, I'm going to come here. I'm going to play with my brothers for a couple of years, trying to win a cup.
Ace, that was my own personal sleeping with my fucking stuffed animal dream.
Well, that's his wish list. Right? That's his Christmas.
That's my wish list, right? Do you get everything you want all the time? No, you don't. And I know I'm not going to either. Yes, and there's that because what Jay Snow just said. Yes, our GM is a fucking idiot.
I used to have so much faith and belief in Tom Fitzgerald, and the last 2.5 to 3 years have really just soured me on him. I want him to do something though. This team needs you right now, Fitz. They need you to do something. I mean, and I don't think he's gonna.
Womp womp.
Yeah, womp womp. Anyway, we got Vegas tomorrow night. Another tough game.
I have one minor complaint about the new segment that I suggested. Where
I think it's a great segment. I cannot wait to start it.
So
are we starting it tonight?
I don't know. Well, I want to have like a segment piece where it's like just Don ranting, and then that's the introductory piece.
Wait until you see. Yes, I will put together an awesome sound. So the new piece. You want to tell everybody what it is?
Yeah. So we are going to start a new piece about what did Don get wrong, or what did he mispronounce? I don't know. We're working.
We'll work out. We're working the name.
His little grandpa quirk. It's really starting to irritate me a little bit, and he's not very good at calling play-by-play. Like I swapped over to the Dallas announcers, and I was like, these guys are fucking good, and they live in fucking fake McMansions in 80-degree weather. So I don't even know how to pronounce this guy's name. It's got vowels where it shouldn't have. It's got a Y where it shouldn't have. This Rich Corian.
Does he play for Dallas?
Plays for Dallas. He was like their third line center, Rich Corian or something like that.
All right.
Don pronounced it perfectly. Pronounced it fucking perfectly. And I was like, you have got to be fucking kidding me.
He called Labushkin Lindell, I think, twice last night.
Yes.
I'm still not. I mean, when he starts talking too fast, when the play happens in front, he gets completely tongue-tied and can't spit anything out. He's like, "Hey, the play in front of the."
Listen to how this guy's name is spelled.
Go ahead.
HRYCKOWIAN.
Is there any numbers in there, or is that it?
That's it.
HRY2CK.
Did I get a niner in there?
Hurikoyan?
No fucking idea. But
he nailed it.
Don nailed it. Nailed it last night. It was like, you got to be fucking kidding me.
Bill Spalding would have gotten it right. That's for damn sure. Yeah. I mean, you guys are all writing in the chat, and I couldn't agree with you guys more. Yes, Ray Shero left him a golden ticket. I mean, this has been a team that is ready to take the next step for 3 years, and he hasn't done dick.
I mean, yes, Shero's responsible for Nico, Jack, Brat, and Gritsuk.
Yeah. Tom's responsible for Luke, Nemo, Alex Holtz,
Mercer, Luke
Mercer.
Medulin, Chase
Yeah.
Stillman, and then the
Yeah.
rest of the
Yeah.
bums that haven't seen the light of fucking day.
Exactly. I don't know. I mean, it's
giving Dougie $9 million. Timo, fuck this guy.
Timo's been playing this year. He deserves it this year. I love Timo's game this year, but we can't keep watching the Devils and going, man, when Jack gets back, it's going to be so awesome. Like, can't keep.
But that's kind of the planet we're on right now, because our GM's not going to do anything, so we just got to fucking.
I agree
with a hope and a prayer and stick a fucking thumb in our ass and just hope it fucking feels good.
Tom Fitzgerald needs to go after this year. I saw somebody give the keys to Marty. Sure, why not?
Absolutely not. No, absolutely not a Marty Brodeur. No.
Well, I'll tell you, the one reason why I would never want Marty Brodeur to be a general manager of the Devils is because of how beloved he is. And I don't ever want to talk about Marty Brodeur the way Detroit fans talk about Steve Yzerman when it comes to being the GM.
Sonny Mehta, who's the assistant general manager in Florida, should be our number one target. He started in New Jersey. He's from New Jersey. He's the guy that we should be targeting. And if Fitz goes, his whole fucking organization needs to go. I don't want to see. No, Marty would be a terrible fucking GM. He doesn't know what the fuck he's doing. Like, I'm sorry. Like, we got to stop with these. Just because he played for the team and played for the organization and played hockey in the league.
But you got to keep Marty in the position that he's in now. At least.
Yeah.
That's you can't get rid of Marty.
I just I just do not agree with that, because this is how all these dumb old hockey men GMs keep getting themselves pinned down.
And that's the problem. You need the fucking young blood. You need somebody like Bill Zito who doesn't give a shit. He'll take a chance. And if it works, we win cups. And if it doesn't, we will fucking fix it and move on.
And I don't want McKinnon, because he's responsible for fucking Utica. And I don't want Kate Madigan, because she's responsible for our player development. And what has she fucking done? If Fitz goes, all of them need to go. That whole fucking.
I do think that this is absolutely Fitz's last year if he does not do anything to make this team any better. Because it's getting frustrating, because it's the same fucking thing. But anyway,
my prediction still stands: 105 points, second in the Metro Eastern Conference Finals.
Hey man, I have them first in the Metro. I'm not moving off of that. I'm saying that they're going to win the Metro, but Jesus, man, they've got to get their fucking shit together. And it's not just the guys on the ice. Like, we talked mostly about Tom Fitzgerald in this show. It is up now to management to say, guys, I'm going to throw you a fucking lifeline.
Marty would inject his penis in his sister-in-law is what he'd do.
Yeah. It was his sister-in-law, you're right. Yeah, well, that's personal bullshit, but whatever. But I just think now is the time. Tom Fitzgerald's job is to throw this team a fucking lifeline and do something to help them out. And I completely disagree with that, Ace. We are a hockey market, not maybe in the traditional MSG New York City market, Toronto market, but we love our fucking Devils. And
stop doing an Ace. Get your head out.
Back in the early 90s, yeah, I could maybe agree with that. Like, Devils kind of 94 was the year that I really remember, like, the whole state just being like Devil fever. 94. Yeah, there are tons of Ranger fans too, but there was a first time that I can really be like, wow, there's a lot of Devil fans that are really coming out of the woodwork here. So that was great.
What I'm worried about is that this fucking idiot's gonna send a first round pick and Seamus Casey for Braden Shen or someone like that.
Jay,
we talked about his white whales. Fitz always has these guys that he miss out on and gets them fucking 5 years too late.
And like Jay writes, we love it, but we don't get national attention. And I think that is a huge reason why Tom Fitzgerald wants all three Hughes brothers on the team.
I think the ownership has a say in that as well.
And I think Tom Fitzgerald wants to be that GM that said, I brought them all here. We won a cup, and it's a great story that the NHL will eat up and Devils will be everywhere. And you're right, ownership is definitely involved in that. So that's a big part of it. So
and the Uncle Puckers will crack 200 subscribers finally with all that.
get
nice
out of here.
content.
That ain't happening.
No, only need 13 more.
That ain't. I don't even follow those. I don't even look at that.
I
shit.
check every now and then.
Um,
We're not doing well.
Oh,
Ace,
you know,
Ace has got to pump us up a little more, motherfucker.
look, I love what we do. We have fun doing it. I love the guys that always
I actually
come
don't.
on.
I don't.
Our
I don't.
listeners.
Yeah, I
And
don't.
I don't.
Wanna...
No offense, but I watch Ace's streams sometimes, and I would fucking be going nuts if I was Ace. I don't want to deal with that many people and that many opinions.
Yeah, there are a lot of psychos in his comment section.
Yeah, like this is just nice. I feel like every time we do a show, we do it with all our buddies, and we all just kind
of except for Mike Ruff, he can go fuck himself.
Yeah, well, he's in Vancouver. He's fucking Canadian. All right, guys, thanks so much for hanging out with us again. And like I said, it's always fun. Please hit the subscribe and alert bells if you're listening in podcast. Download a subscription, a 5-star review, positive comment does really help the little podcast that could. For Tim, I'm Chris. We're the Uncle Puckers. We'll see you when we see you later, guys.
And as always, eat a big fat dick, Steve Valiquette.
It's over, Johnny. It's over!
So Bob was in jail